Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Sours, and we're jumping into a best of one premier Strixhaven Draft on MTG Arena. And Chad and I have been discussing a theory, and I'm going to force something. It has nothing to do with what's open, and everything to do with what I think will spin. Ironically, the deck doesn't want this, and is a Lorehold deck. I think I'm still supposed to take it, or I'll put some idiot into Lorehold. But this is not what I'm looking for. I anticipate I can spin Divine Gambit, which is definitely what I'd rather have. Does that mean I just take the Gambit? No, because I'm looking to spin Thrilling Discovery. So we'll take this. I'm probably not playing it. I'm not exactly going to explain to chat or to YouTube what I'm doing. They're going to have to watch and figure this out. But I have a very specific path that we're taking. So that was mostly for signaling purposes. So really only red and white cards exist for me in this draft. This is a science experiment. For perspective YouTubers, I am 3 pips away from Mythic. If this works and I hit Mythic while doing it, I'm a genius. And if it doesn't, that kind of sucks. All right, so here we would take the debate and try to wheel the Archivist. Because we're still going to want good removal. And I have explained to chat how all of this works. I have not explained it to you guys, but that's okay. We don't need Study Break. We don't need Cultivate. We might want Introduction to Annihilation. And this is even something we can play in this deck. YouTubers, just hang in and watch. Ooh, score. This is a key piece for our deck that other people actually want. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing. Not to the YouTubers. You guys already know. Yeah, if this doesn't work, I'll just delete the video, and there's no evidence at all that I ever even tried it or thought about it. Okay, I need exactly 1 copy of Beaming Defiance. So this seems like a spot to pick it up. I obviously want every Thrilling Discovery I can get and Thrill of Possibility, but this is good. I'm seeing multiple cards that I want in every pack. We'd even be happy with Spirit Summoning. But the core of the deck is already done, provided I wheel the right things. If I don't, I'm in colossal trouble, and this deck is going to be terrible. Yes, YouTube is very confused, but it's okay. They're going to see the plan coming together. I'm not forcing Lorehold because it's open, and I'm not forcing the Lorehold deck your mama told you about. I'm forcing a very different Lorehold deck than what you're expecting to see, because I am way more interested in this Archivist than this Rescuer. And I first picked a Blade Historian and don't plan to play it. So this is actually coming together exactly how we wanted it. You will see. Yes, you will see. Frack. Oh, I mean, but this means I'm going to have to prioritize Thrilling Discoveries. Tricksy Arbiters. We're not looking to stay open. We're looking to do something really stupid. And I believe that I can do it. The problem is somebody else took a Thrilling Discovery, and I honestly don't know why. That means it may be difficult for me to get them, and if I have to start prioritizing them, we're in trouble. Because all of this was built around the premise of I can reliably wheel Thrilling Discovery and get 4 of them per draft. But note, we are not getting them. And this concerns the Travis. I don't think I want Spirit Summonings in this deck. It can't hurt. I have to wheel one of these. No, they got gobbled up. How the fudge is somebody else trying to draft the deck I'm drafting? There were 3 of them, and I thought we could wheel 2, and we didn't. Okay, hallelujah. Because if I don't have at least 3 of these, this deck is not going to function. Plarg. Do we want Plarg? Because I need 1 copy of Expel. Plarg just lets me rummage straight through the deck. So yeah, we want Plarg. We'll play this Revitalize if it wheels. We're hoping to wheel this Expel. It is also fun to say Plarg. This is the equivalent of the Slitherblade draft deck? Yes, that's what I'm trying to do here. All right, so 1 Biblioplex Assistant we decided would be good in this deck. And this pack has literally nothing else, so Biblioplex Assistant it is. I also need another Archivist. YouTube should be able to figure out what I'm doing by now. I don't need a Lorehold Excavation if I can get enough thrilling discoveries. Yes, I am definitely trying to meta the system. RPing as a chair drafter? Maybe. I'm trying to find something that is abusable and breakable. So I definitely want the Lorehold Excavation if I can also guarantee that we're going to get a Reconstruct History. And I believe I can get a Reconstruct History. Now, there's a challenge with Excavation and the Archivist, and that I can't... Yeah, I can. I can end of turn do it still, so we're fine. But this just further pushes the mill aspect. Rise of Extus as a one-of isn't a bad catch-all removal everything. I need a few more cheap spells, but I'll play one of these. We don't have a lot more room in here because we're looking to run 19 lands. And I really need a couple more thrilling discoveries. I may not be able to find them. I don't know how, but somebody else is competing with me for thrilling discovery, which is really blowing my mind. But, like, this can block some things. It's about all you can say about it. But that's what I need it to do. I don't think we would play Teach by Example. I also don't think I need any of these things, because I want everything to be working towards the same goal. And I feel like we could probably win via recycling Rise of Extus, Heated Debate, or Gambit. Like, that should allow us to establish control. If we're looking to play, like, somebody asked me yesterday, when would you play the Biblioplex? If I'm looking to play 19 lands anyway, sure, come on in, buddy. All right, there's another Pilgrim and another Archivist, and I want both. I mean, frankly, we need both. I have to have 2 Archivists. I don't have to have 2 Pilgrims, but I want them. So here's the risk factor for what we're trying to do here. If I take this Pilgrim and don't get another Archivist, I can't play the Lorehold Excavation. So I'm very hopeful that we'll see another one. And here it is, but the thrilling discovery is more important. I still think I can find another one. This guy blocks. That's fine. That's not really what I want to be doing on turn 2, but I guess we can. Sure. We've got all the Divine Gambits we need. I should have just put 2 Divine Gambits in this list. What if we play Dragon's Approach and just recycle that? Oh, this last pack is somewhat crucial. I need a Reconstruct History, an Archivist, and 2 more Discoveries, and we're good to go. And we can fill the rest of this in with whatever. But, like, there's not actually much more room left. That's not a tall order for 1 pack. That's 3 cards nobody wants. Who else wants an Archivist, a Thrilling Discovery, and a Reconstruct History? Is this a 16 land deck? This will be a 19 land deck. We don't want Mind's Desire. Oh. I would have to play this. I would have to draw the Archivist before I could play the Excavation. That's incredibly risky. But because you really want to turn 2 this. The Past Caller is pretty nice too, frankly. Like, we could take it. The Past Caller is the other thing I would want. And then we see if we can wheel it. Because it feels like it's going to be easier to do this with the Thrilling Discovery. But I'm going to give this, I'm going to have faith and give this a go. We're going to get a Reconstruct History. We're not going to get one here. I don't need Environmental Sciences. But I'll play 2 Campuses. If I get enough of these, maybe I can just risk it. This guy's fine at blocking. This is fine at removing a bunch of crap. Because I'd basically have to wait until I have this in hand with the defense before I could even play the Excavation. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I think I don't want anything but these guys for my 3 drops, so I'm going to take 1 copy of Defend the Campus here. This is not what we were looking for at all, but it's fine. We've got the core of the deck here. So I guess we'll take an uncommon for collection building purposes. Piggy Storm is actually something we could use for a kill condition too. I'm not opposed to that. I really want 1 more Archivist. And this has to be the pack where I get it. Okay. Whew. We're done. We got there. This should be a better 2-drop for us. Actually, no, it won't. If I'm playing 2 Lorehold Excavations, literally everything I have is this. So we're going to take the Thrilling Discovery. That's way better for us. Yeah, I kept saying I want Discovery and then didn't even notice there was one there. This is exactly what I wanted. So we're going to find out if I'm crazy or not. I was on autopilot because my brain has told me you ignore Thrilling Discovery, it's not good. This is the deck. This is exactly what we put together in our theory crafting session. The only difference was I expected to be able to get a Reconstruct History. What's crazy is I think that if this deck works, and that's a big stretch, we don't know yet, we have to play the games, but if this deck works, that Red Mastery Gamble spell would actually be good here. So if that Mythic gets open at the table and nobody's rare drafting it, we'd get a copy. Don't tell anybody about this Hunter. We'll keep this on the down low. We've already got enough playables. But, I mean, maybe we could play this. Doubt it. I don't need any of this crap. We'll take a rare. All right, I either broke the format or I'm insane. Yeah. Welcome to the team, buddy. Holy crap. Last pick playable from my deck? So the trick is I need to make 2 cuts. Because I want to flood. I want to flood hard. One ageless seems pretty easy. What's the other cut? This would be 17 lands. I want 19. I want 20 mana sources total. I'm still thinking I could play 1 Lorehold Excavation, but I don't think that's the actual call. It would have to be Defend the Campus, because this is my kill condition. Yeah, maybe it could be the letter and just, like, accept that we'd rather just have the lands anyway. I'm not cutting Gambit. How about you cut the best card in your deck? No. So this leaves me room for 16 more lands, so I can play 8 of each. Let's do it. All right, so YouTube, do you know what I was trying to do now? Did you figure it out? Because it's pretty stupid. I would say it's totally lost. I can't wait to play with this, but I will do our Stream Raiders battle. Get the deck down to 1 card and recycle infinitely? Yes, and while we're doing that, we have the 2 mana combat trick that means they can't kill my recycle dude. How does this deck win? We've got a couple ways to do it. I could play a Dragon's Approach as our win condition. Why do I play different lands? I think it's funny. And I got all these different art lands. Why not use them? I'm expressing myself. Adam with the kills, Whittet with the assists, rewards for Stonehenge, Dave, Samsa, Whittet, and Techno Shaman. So for those who haven't quite got it, I'll explain what we're trying to do with this deck after I place my bomber. So here's the idea. We're going to rip through this deck as fast as possible until we have milled ourselves out completely. Once we have done that, we need to have a Cogwork Archivist in play and a Blossoming Defense in hand. If they try to kill the Cogwork Archivist, we will use the Blossoming Defense on the Cogwork Archivist and then put it on top, and that's what they'll draw. If they don't, we will just recycle whatever we need to kill them. It can be a Biblioplex Assistant to fly. It can be a removal spell for something that's going to kill us. Like, we could quite happily sit here and just let them draw their entire deck. Because they draw a threat, we kill the threat. We'll have access to every card in the deck. We can burn them out with a Pigment Storm. We can also just use the Lorehold Excavation and turn some of this crap into attackers and kill them with that. So that's what we're looking to do, is mill ourselves out entirely and then just recycle whatever we need. It's not quite clear the mind, but it could play out like that. And the reason I'm running so many lands is I always want to be able to turn to Thrilling Discovery and always use all of it. Because we just need to rip through this deck as fast as possible. The one danger is that if we play out a Lorehold Excavation and mill both of our Archivists, we will probably lose that game. Because I can't win otherwise. So like that's why Reconstruct History was something I really wanted in this, so we'd have extra ways to do that. Yes, Blue Sun Zenith is a mythic, a double mythic that could kill us or whatever. There's some cards that will beat this. But people have to understand what I'm doing to be able to beat it first. And I don't think anyone, pardon me, I don't think anyone else is trying to do this. We've got early interaction, which is fine. in that we've got crap to block. Frack, this deck would play Secret Rendezvous, wouldn't it? This deck might actually be interested in Secret Rendezvous. And it starts to become a little bit of a problem if they make this into a flyer and we don't draw a removal. But this is my first draft at the deck. Because now I'm looking at 5 damage over a couple turns, and that's a problem. I'm going to need to draw a removal spell. Oh god, please use a combat trick and kill one of these. Or both of them. Man, I got wrecked. That was a great deal. I'm very happy with that deal. They don't know they're on the clock. We're down to 21 cards. We need to speed that up. I'm never going to get out of cards. It's conceivable that I could have that many in hand, though. So we could take the Biblioplex Assistant and get the Thrilling Discovery back and speed this up a little bit. There's some argument to use the Beaming Defiance here. But I think this is mostly what this is for. All right, win condition enabled. We can pretty safely play out the excavation. I don't need to worry about dying to this. Go Turbo Mill. I see you've got one too. I can't realistically... I can, they don't have anything. I could play this out just to block that guy. This is a little risky, but I'm willing to risk it. They need to top deck a removal spell to get me. I can also get a bit of a read on what's in their deck, depending on whether they attack with that Leech Fanatic or not. I know my other Archivist was milled. That's why it's risky. But this is the last turn we have to worry about it because I'll have Defiance up the whole time otherwise. That Pennant is actually a bit of an issue. I need to get to my other Divine Gambit, but I don't want to discard... Well, I can sort of discard this and put it back. I guess we're taking another 5. And I make a 3/3. That could work. I could also just get back one of these and then discard it next turn to get closer to the lock. Yeah, I can get the other Archivist as the last card on the deck, too. That actually means I can fire this off now. I'll give it one more turn, because I need them not to have that. Couldn't tell what they put back. I guess it was whatever I targeted. Start from scratch is nice to have in case they have another one, but I also just like being able to get rid of this thing. I think we're pretty happy with lands now. I'm pretty happy with Plarg in play. I'm pretty happy to start from scratch this. Draw, mill, draw, mill, draw, mill, draw, mill. But Plarg can mess that up. Yeah, I can counteract this with Plarg. All right, and now we chill. It's going to be a challenge, but a challenge we can work against. Because I know it's on the bottom. I'm going to have to use Plarg to get to it. So we would draw, mill, draw, mill, draw, right? I'm going to draw this card. We're going to mill this card. Then I'm going to draw this card. Then I'm going to mill this card. So as long as I don't activate Plarg, we're actually okay. Make sure I've got that. So I untap and draw. We're milling this. Then I untap and draw, and we're milling this. Then my last card is this. I set an upkeep stop, and we're good to go. I'll be locked into using it every upkeep. I might even be able to get to it faster. Oh, I'm never going to want to get Plarg back. They have one turn to kill the other Archivist. We are currently winning. You will see. I don't need the stop now. I need it next turn. But yeah, I won't forget the stop. Can't attack. So we're going to take 3 next turn, and then they can't win. So if we dodge Expel right here, we're good to go. No. Going to be using our graveyard, thank you. So first up, we need our combat trick. And they either have Expel right now or they're dead. They didn't have it. So now we can just start drawing removal spells and killing whatever we need. The idea was we'd have both of these chugging along so we can put something back to do a point of damage every turn. We do? Oh yeah, you're right, it does. I didn't even need that. Oh, this is the YouTube draft. We've already decided that. I should have gotten one of these back, and I didn't because I'm bad. Don't judge me. You're not my real dad. It's okay. They literally used one against our guy. The other one's exiled. First, we want to stop dying. That is priority number 1. Once we've stopped dying, then we can start looking at it. You got it. They would need to get to double removal, so I will have to kill them at some point. I'm trying to think of a way I could save myself from here, and there may not be one. But we can try to start closing this out relatively quickly. I can't get the second archivist. They exiled it. Is there anything I can get from here? I'm not going to need that wall, and I do need to actually kill them. That's 12 damage. They have to block at least one. This is at least a proof of concept. Pigment Storm seems pretty good again. Do that. I think this is what Lorehold wants to do. It's certainly what I want to do with Lorehold, but if nobody else knows it's what Lorehold wants to do, that's swell. I could study break one of these and kill them. I mean, well, yeah, all of the lessons are, no, it's already been targeted, hasn't it? They're deciding what to get. No, it's still on the stack. It's still on the stack. They're already dead. I don't have to do anything. There's nothing they can get that matters, and they're already dead. I could cast it and win, but I don't need to. I already won. Pass the turn. Done. Which lethal do you prefer? Well, hexproof means that I could attack with this and just kill them, but I don't need to. I literally don't need to. It took me a minute, but we found it. All right, I gotta go PP. But I want to give YouTube a chance to look at the stack, because I think that this is an archetype that no one knows about, except for those of you here. So it is very important that you be aware that this exists, because I forced it. Well, 2 Beaming Defiances could work. The plan was to have 2 Archivists, but they exiled 1. So that was good. But I gotta go PP. I'll be right back. Do you remember what our first pick was for this? And do you agree that the deck doesn't want it? Because we first picked the Blade Historian just to keep people off of Lorehold, but we don't want it. This deck has a 0 interest in it. It's a 4-mana 2/2. It's crap. We want Ageless Guardians. We want Thrilling Discoveries. We want the cards no one wants. I am calling this deck the Statue of Liberty deck. Give me you're tired, you're poor, you're homeless, struggling, and we'll make room for you. No, this deck doesn't want Blade Historian. This is the Statue of Liberty archetype, and this is the statue. If you missed that first game, I feel bad. But I also feel like this deck is capable of doing that consistently. Lorehold Leftovers? I don't know. I like the Statue of Liberty better. If you missed that first game, watch it later on YouTube. %100 win rate, retire the deck. Dude, this is the archetype that's going to take me to #1 Mythic. We forced this. Nexus, thank you for the bits.
Take my bet you mad genius.
This hand looks great. Fee, thank you for the gift subs. You also pay up some cats for Fee. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Fee. I do need to hit land drops, and I do want the excavation going, but I can't play the excavation yet. We're not going to play Divine Gambit right now, and I don't think we're looking to defend the campus. So let's just burn through these and get the next one set up. Okay, Archivist is in hand. That's good. So I'm going to need to deal with this eventually, but not right this moment. I can play the wall too, why not? Because they need to give that flying before I even care. Which they can presumably do, but like, it ain't hurting me that much. Flyer seems to be kind of my only weakness, and the Archivist solves that too. I don't need 2 excavations right now. I'm not quite ready to fire off because I'm going to need another land here. But we may as well get this rolling. It'll save us a lot of life, and I can Biblioplex Assistant next turn for a blocker. And then draw whatever it is we're going to get. We're at 19. Pillar Drop Warden just means don't care. Let's do it. It blocks the flyers and does the thing. We're just on turbo mill right now. Go, go. I mean, they could kill the Pillar Drop Warden. I'd rather they didn't. And I don't have anything to discard to Plarg, which makes me a little sad, but... Okay. We'll go back to the Biblioplex assistant plan. The problem is, now I have to discard... I did that wrong. God, I'm going to make mistakes doing this. And that was a big one. Because if I'm going to activate it now, I have to discard the assistant, and I don't want to discard the assistant. So I may have to decline here and just try to block, because we're milling the Heated Debate. The sequencing in this deck is intense, especially when you're under pressure. That may have just lost me the game. Because I can discard the Arc. What I needed to do was get Divine Gambit and discard the land to get Gambit. I think I just lost the game. Now, we do have another Archivist, and I could bank on drawing it, but that, like, I can't win the game without it. No, this is the Semulin deck. This is a Semulin, a Travis Semulin Hours creation. Okay, so we've got 10 cards left. We need to go a little deeper. I may need to block with Plarg, though. I really think I screwed up with the sequencing that last turn on the Biblioplex assistant, because I'm kind of gambling on them not having removal. They don't have removal. And now it kind of doesn't matter if they do. I don't know if it matters now. Okay, it matters if they can kill me this turn, which is, I think, what they're banking on. Plarg has definitively done his job. So this keeps these alive through a team pump and still kills the Pledge Mage, which is all that we care about. I think they just realized what I was doing. Yeah, they just realized what I was doing. Now, if that last card is Necrotic Fumes, we could be in trouble. It's introduction. Okay, but they can't use it this turn. Oh, this is so satisfying. So we're gonna draw, mill, which is awkward. I can make another mill. So I can actually use this to put the other one back on the bottom so I can take a blind draw here. I have to discard 2, right? Yeah. And I don't want to draw the deck out right now. I can mill twice if I want to. Because this draws me my last... Oh, shoot. Dang it! I can't not draw the card. Well, that's kind of okay still, right? Okay, it's still working. This is fine. Now I just don't have to mill. We've stabilized at 9. I say stabilized, but it's kind of barely stabilized. I'm still not playing this perfectly, but this is a real deck. Almost clicked their thing because we need to kill that guy first. May as well do it with Rise of Axtis and get a spirit. I don't have enough mana to do both, but this kills it and then I take 2, 4, 6, 7. It's a lot of damage. Oh, I might actually be in trouble. I don't want to be in trouble. This is so close to working. Start from scratch doesn't kill anything that I want to kill. I don't need Introduction to Prophecy. I don't need that. I guess I just want a 3/3 for next turn. I'm not entirely certain that I can stabilize from here. God, not if they hit that too. So we can draw any card we want. Which one does enough? I'm so close to having this figured out, but I'm not quite there. So I've got a blocker here. I need to be able to kill this and then block 3 things. I don't have that. This is where we would need something like Reconstruct History, and I just don't have it. That sequencing error I made earlier is what killed us. I mean, we can get start from scratch. I just don't think any of this does enough. Thrilling gains his life, but not quite enough. I can try it. Like, we're basically dead here. It gains us about as much life as if I could block with the darn thing, but I can't. This just doesn't work, but it's close. Rise and Scratch would still leave us dead. Yeah, the problem was the introduction to Annihilation. I need to be able to block with this and activate at end of turn to make the decision. Okay, you got me, buddy. Let's do our Stream Raiders battle and then get our 6 more wins, because I think they're actually in here. Yeah, and that may be the line too, Johnny, is that I need to play the Archivist, be comfortable blocking with it, and then find the other one. It does give pseudo-vigilance when things attack. But both of these games I've been in a scenario where I had to activate the Archivist during an upkeep stop. And I need to be able to navigate the games in such a way that that's not happening. Two Archivists is plenty. The one thing it needs is Reconstruct History, which I didn't get. Yeah, most people, but I don't need 500 Archivists. Daphnis with the kills, Urberk with the assists, rewards for Widdit, General Snuss, Rolling Rock Dave, and the Brucinator. But yeah, the short and simple strategy is we're milling ourselves out entirely and then choosing what we want to draw every turn. Until, as in game 1, our opponent conceded. Or in game 2, they're able to overwhelm us. Yeah, but I was trying, like, I was trying to build this out of cards people didn't want Cosmere, right? Because, like, you could build a version of this in Jeskai, which would be better. But the point of forcing this was to say, can I reliably build this? Can I reliably build this out of cards no one wants? Because we know it wants 19 lands. I don't need that many copies of cards. I need 2 Archivists, a Blossoming Defense, and as many Thrilling Discoveries as I can get. And the rest of it's kind of whatever, right? Like, do they have a creature you need to kill? If so, kill it. Maybe burn them to death with this. Like, just get whatever the heck you need and then use that to kill them. I also think the Biblioplex is kind of stupid in this deck. I don't need it. How likely do you think this concept is a winning strategy? I think it may actually be very good, Dave. Because that game was close and I think I made a mistake. The first game was not close. Yeah, that's been our issue. And I think I've not been valuing the defense card in hand as much as I should have been. Archivist is common. And nobody wants this frickin' wall either, but I do. Or just have 2 copies of him, like, it's fine. I don't want to run Plarg out. This should be fine. It's also a common. Everything that we've built this around is literally a common. No, there are no uncommons that this needs. Like, God's Willing would be better. God's Willing would be a lot better. No, it doesn't need excavation, although it can play it. All right, here's where things get interesting. I don't think I can run out the excavation yet, unless we want to think about an alternate line of killing them, which we could do. Like, I can't mill both of my archivists. I think we just pass here. Mill end of turn. Yeah, we certainly just sit here now. They're not dealing us any damage. There should be a common with reach in white, and this deck would be unbeatable. We do need to kill those, which we can do. I'm a mana short of being able to do everything I want. Maybe we just get the mana I would need here. Arg's kind of done his job. And I can use the Piggy Storm next turn to get the other one. This is fine. This is kind of fine too. We do need to Piggy Storm this, and I need some way to deal with that 4/4, which I don't have. I should have just double blocked it, but I'm bad, and I feel bad. Who came up with this idea? Me. I came up with this idea. I've got a lot of life to play with. I should probably take advantage of that, and I need to get this deck churned through fast, because we're not doing that. And I need blockers fast. Let's churn through. I can get this later. I know white doesn't usually have reach, but I still want it to have reach now. $15, we gotta go. It might be. They could be holding an expel. Get me. Okay. I'm gonna need another Divine Gambit. I can't activate it now. Well, yeah, I can activate it now. It actually hurts more that they buried it than anything else. Okay, so Pilgrim first, because I don't want that wall. I need Rise of Extus in the next 2 turns or defend the campus. Easy, just draw it. All right, so how fast can we go here? This is just buying me ground blockers the longer I wait on it, which is fine. I really would like to draw my other Archivist rather than mill it, though. Because here's the problem. I put the... I keep doing this. I need to, when I draw Beaming Defiance, not play it. I need to bloody hold onto that card like my life depends on it. They might have something better, but I can double block this and be pretty happy as long as the debate's gone on this. I can't double block it if they have a spell, though. So I think I need to be a grown-up and just take a turn and knock stuff out. I could happily double block that, and they can't counter this. But I think this is still the right call. Yeah, the excavation may not be as important, but I didn't get as many copies of Thrilling Discovery as I wanted. I don't think I'm scrying upkeep, but I might. Yeah, I don't think I am. I don't see why we wouldn't wait and do all of this instant speed. I'm just really hoping I don't mill the other archivist. Which we didn't. That's good news. I should be able to draw into it this turn. Now I may need to scry and keep the dang thing safe because I need to know where it is. Okay, it's right there. It's nice and safe. So I need to stick one through a counter spell, and next turn I'll be milling myself out. So I think I'm supposed to cast one this turn and hope they can't. Like, if they just don't have anything, that's swell. If they do, then I can play the other one and use it to get the second one back. Because, like, we've got 2 cards left. The jig is up. Yes, Brian, that would have been better. I'm still learning my way through this. I built the deck in my head, and this is the first time I'm playing it. But from literally everything I've seen, the most important piece to it, and the thing that I just won't consistently do, is hold the Beaming Defiance. I need to hold that. Yeah, I'm going to lose this game because I didn't hold the Beaming Defiance. Yeah, they'll hold the removal and then get me. So I have to be able to hold the Beaming Defiance, because if I had one in hand right now, we probably win this game. But I don't. So they're just going to pop this, get back that, and I'm done. Well, actually, this is only 5 damage. They could also kill me with a Burying Books here. Like, Beaming Defiance is too important. I probably need to get 2 copies. Well, the only way to get the experience with the deck is to play it, right? Is that an instant? Yeah, they should probably do that on upkeep. Oh, good grief. Okay, we've got to hold Defiance. We have to hold it. I can't stop holding Defiance. It's too important. It's way too important. All right, so when we draw Defiance, do not let me discard it, even if I'm scared, because we ended that game with a huge pad of life, which we're getting from the Thrilling Discoveries. I just need to not toss the Defiance. I've been consistently making that mistake. I just need to set it aside and never discard it, never play it. We hold it for that crucial moment. Because the lock is actually pretty easy to set up. I think I need 2 of them. I had thought that one would be enough. The problem is I never have the one in hand because I just discard it and I'm like, I'll get it back later. I'll get it back later. But I won't get it back later. I'll just die. So let's actually like hold on to the card that protects the combo. This is fine. Yeah, if I had Reconstruct History, it would obviously be a lot better. And I was thinking we would get a Reconstruct History, and we didn't. So, I mean, that kind of sucks. I think this shows a lot of potential. I think it's incredibly complex to play. This is for... This draw is also lining up a lot better. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to run out the excavation here or not. I think I am. Given that I have the one archivist, we may just try to win this game with damage. Like, I don't have to do the thing every time. I just have to win every game.
I can never get Lorehold to work, so I'm paying attention.
Hey, what's up, Jamie? This is my first time trying it. But so far, I'm liking it. Y'all spam some cats for Jamie. Thank you for the support. I've either broken the format or I'm stupid. This is a bit of a mad scientist brew. Don't pay attention to this. Don't try to do this. I do not want you to do this. All right, I've got 6 lands, so we're good to go there. But I'm going to have an extra one next turn, so even if we draw the Thrilling Discovery, it's okay to have one in play. You also just don't need these campuses. What else are they going to kill in my deck? All right, the combo is ready to go. Let's go. I don't need to do it yet, though, right? Yeah, I don't need to risk it here. still got 11 left, so we're fine. I'm pretty happy with what's happening here, Jank. This is a counter? That's annoying. But it's also not the end of the world. I can just gambit the darn thing. I'm at 20. Do I need to do that? Because what we could also do is just play the Archivist and see if they're bold enough to attack into it. Because they should. So if they attack into it, they've got a combat trick. If they try to kill it, I've got Beaming Defiance. They would need 2 kill spells to get me. Lorehold, ladies and gentlemen. So I think this deck actually needs 2 Beaming Defiances. Jamie, you had asked about how to get Lorehold to work. I'm going to describe this for everybody who's tuned in and while I'm doing something stupid. I had to take a break because my soup was too hot. So we began to theory craft on a draft deck that I'm calling the Statue of Liberty. Because it revolves around a statue and it wants cards that no one else wants. It wants Thrilling Discovery. It wants Lorehold Excavation. It's going to get Divine Gambits. It wants Excavated Walls. And it apparently wants 2 Beaming Defiances. While I was thinking through this and eating my soup, we came up with a sketch of this deck. But I think it actually needs 2 Beaming Defiances. I think you could happily play 3 Cogwork Archivists. I was thinking I would be able to reliably get a Reconstruct History. I didn't in this draft, but I bet in most of them you will be able to. The only times I've lost have been when I've discarded Beaming Defiance. And this is my first time piloting this deck. But if Sam Black can make a deck, I can make a deck. Also, 19 lands seems to be pretty important. The problem with that version of the deck is you want cards that everyone else wants. And Thrill of Discovery just churns through the deck so much faster. You had 4 Thrills? Okay. Thrill seems to be an integral part of this too. We're going to be not too proud and do what we got to do to keep this game stalled. Best of 3, somebody might have a crappy Mind Rot in their sideboard. No, it doesn't. It's got game against Mind Rot. I think I'd rather get the Pilgrim back this turn and kill that next turn. Like, I can take the first 2. I only need 1 card left in my graveyard by the end of it. Yeah, but as long as I've got 1 card, we're fine. But there is more to explore, and we will explore it. Bugger? The plan was I was going to get all my mana back. And now I can't do that. There's a thrilling discovery I needed. That's unfortunate. One go blank would be rough if people know when and how to use it. I want a second run at this. I want 2 copies of Defiance. Because I'm playing this poorly, I can tell. I may have to run him out. I don't want to run him out. Crack. Okay, I'm dead if they kill it. This deck needs 2 Beaming Defiances. And it needs 4 Thrilling Discoveries. We can fundamentally scoop to this. Like, I can't do anything about that. I now have to try to race this deck that's going to gain life. Yes, there are cards that counter this strategy. We're aware of them. All of them are cards that people don't play and won't see very often. We are now racing. Because I have to. Combo decks are tricky and limited, sure, but I think I've got the read on this one, and I think it's here. I think I can get to Mythic with this. I also think we're not entirely out of this game, although it's close. Okay, perhaps we are entirely out of this game. Because I don't think there's anything I can get here that stops this. Start from scratch? Start from scratch kills the flyer. We double block this, gain a life off of this. We're there. So hit a land. Dang it. This is so close to being good. I need another go. I need another go. YouTube, you got to be here for the first attempt at this. It lost, Penguin, but it was not the deck's fault. This was definitively not the deck's fault. This was my fault. I didn't play it properly. Every single loss I made was due to me not holding up Beaming Defiance. I need to hold up Beaming Defiance. I need 2 copies of it. We can break this. YouTube, if you would like to see my final form, you're going to need to come to Twitch. It's at twitch.tv/Semulin. Chat, we've got some work to do. YouTube, I'll see you next time.